Cross-dressing is a beautiful and bold expression of one's identity, allowing individuals to explore and showcase different facets of themselves. Stepping out as a crossdresser for the first time can be both exhilarating and nerve-wracking. The allure lies not only in embracing your true self but also shedding societal expectations that confine us. Imagine this: an early morning park walk, when the world is still waking up, with its hushed tones and tranquil ambiance. Thoroughly anticipating what the day holds, you take a deep breath and embark on an adventure of self-discovery dressed as your authentic self. As dawn breaks, so too do years of restrictions placed upon you by society's rigid gender norms. Today is about unveiling layers that have remained hidden for far too long. In this video, we delve into the triumphs, challenges and liberating moments experienced during my own early morning park walk as a crossdresser. It was a transformative journey where I embraced my femininity wholeheartedly while navigating through uncharted territories within myself. So join me as we navigate these unexplored paths together. Let's face our fears head-on while gaining newfound confidence in our identities. The sun had barely begun to rise when I stood in front of the mirror, nervously adjusting my outfit and contemplating whether or not I should take this leap of faith. As a crossdresser who had only ever explored my preferred gender identity behind closed doors, the thought of stepping out into the world dressed as myself was both thrilling and daunting. A whirlwind of doubt swirled around my mind. What if people stared? Would they judge me? How would I handle their reactions? In those moments before mustering up the courage to step outside, an internal dialogue played on repeat within me. The fear of rejection fueled thoughts that maybe it would be safer to conform and keep hiding this side of myself from the world. However, another voice, more persistent yet tinged with vulnerability, urged me not to let fear dictate my choices anymore. It reminded me that self-discovery requires facing fears head-on, that embracing our true selves often means challenging societal expectations. The early morning stillness outside seemed like a canvas waiting for someone bold enough to paint it with vibrant colors and unconventional brushstrokes, an epitome of freedom awaiting discovery amidst nature's embrace. As I took my first steps into the park during the quiet early morning hours, a sense of anticipation and excitement coursed through me. The serene surroundings seemed to embrace me, with sunlight painting the landscape in soft hues of gold and orange. The crisp morning air wrapped around me like a comforting shroud as I embarked on this liberating journey of self-discovery. Passers-by began to fill my field of vision as joggers greeted each other with nods and smiles. I couldn't help but wonder how they would perceive me, an individual who dared to challenge societal expectations by expressing their true self. Would they cast judgment or turn away in discomfort? These apprehensive thoughts swirled within me, battling against the growing confidence that propelled me forward. With each step, however, my initial concerns slowly melted away as strangers offered subtle gestures that warmed my heart. A woman walking her dog glanced at me with a knowing smile. She saw beyond appearances and recognized the courage it takes to be authentic in a world rife with conformity. An elderly couple sitting on a bench whispered words of encouragement so softly that only keen ears could catch them. Be true to yourself. In those moments, I realized that taking this first step wasn't just about embracing who I am. It was also about finding connection and empathy in unexpected places. These encounters served as gentle reminders that everyone carries their own burdens and battles against their own fears. This shared vulnerability created bridges between us when society might have tried dividing us instead. So there I stood, basking not only in nature's beauty but also in the beauty humanity has to offer when we allow ourselves to see beyond what appears different or unfamiliar. As more people passed by with indifference or acceptance written across their faces, I felt empowered by their silent acknowledgments of respect for diversity, even if they were unaware of its significance for someone like myself. In those precious moments, the park became more than a physical space. It transformed into an expansive sanctuary where self-discovery and acceptance thrived. And as I continued on my early morning walk, I realized that this journey had only just begun. With newfound confidence and a lighter heart, I eagerly welcomed each step along the path towards self-realization and liberation. As I stepped into the park, a wave of nervous excitement washed over me. It was my first time venturing out as a crossdresser in the early hours when the world was still asleep. Surrounded by nature's tranquility, I felt an overwhelming sense of liberation. The crisp morning air kissed my skin as if it were celebrating this new chapter in self-expression. As I walked along the path, passing by joggers and dog walkers, something remarkable happened. I realized that nobody really cared. There were no adverse judgments or disapproving stares. Instead, people greeted me with warm smiles or simply went about their own business without taking note of my appearance. In that moment, any fears or doubts melted away, replaced by an empowering feeling of being accepted for who I truly am. With each step forward on this liberating journey, moments arose where I felt a newfound confidence coursing through my veins. A group of elderly ladies sitting on a bench shared giggles amongst themselves as they caught sight of me walking past in my feminine attire. Far from mocking laughter but rather appreciating the courage it took for someone to genuinely express themselves outside societal norms. Even interactions with strangers became opportunities for growth and acceptance. One such encounter remains etched in my memory. Two young children playing tag nearby paused briefly to gaze at me wide-eyed before continuing on their joyful pursuit. Their innocence reminded me that gender expression means little to those unburdened by judgmental biases ingrained later in life. These small yet transformative moments help solidify within myself a deep sense of confidence and self-acceptance, proof that embracing one's true identity can indeed be freeing beyond measure. I took a deep breath as I entered the park, feeling a mix of excitement and nerves bubbling within me. This was my first time venturing out in public as a crossdresser, and I couldn't help but reflect on how far I had come on this journey of self-discovery. It wasn't long ago that I hid my true self behind closed doors, afraid of judgment or rejection from society. But today, walking through the serene early morning stillness, something awakened within me, an unwavering belief in authenticity. Through exploring crossdressing, I learned to embrace all aspects of who I am without fear or shame. Society's expectations no longer held power over me because by embracing my gender expression outside societal norms, something incredibly liberating happened. Acceptance became easier. As pedestrians passed by with curious glances and occasional smiles, it dawned on me that their reactions were insignificant compared to the overwhelming sense of peace and contentment radiating from within myself. With each step along the dewy path in the park, my confidence grew tenfold. Standing tall in feminine attire allowed me to confront any lingering doubts about my identity head-on and replace them with unshakable self-assurance. The judging eyes or whispered comments lost their weight as they bounced off my newfound armor of self-acceptance. Embracing crossdressing opened up possibilities for reinvention beyond clothing choices. It challenged societal constructs and expanded perceptions of what it truly means to be oneself authentically. As I pushed past fears during this early morning walk, fears concocted by others' opinions rooted deep within me, a profound realization settled upon me. Confidence is not gained by conforming but rather blossoms when we fully embody our genuine selves without reservation. In conclusion, these moments spent taking an early morning park walk as a crossdresser were not just outward expressions of my identity, but catalysts for personal growth. Through embracing authenticity and confronting societal expectations head-on, I discovered a newfound confidence that radiated from within. This liberating journey allowed me to reflect on the power of acceptance and self-acceptance, reminding me that true transformation begins when we bravely step outside the boundaries defined by others and embrace our unique individuality with pride. Crossdressing can certainly present its fair share of challenges, especially when it comes to stepping out into the world as your authentic self. As a first-time crossdresser setting foot in an early morning park walk, I couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and apprehension. The fear of being judged or receiving negative reactions from others loomed over me like a dark cloud. However, I was determined to face these challenges head-on and embrace this liberating step in my self-discovery journey. In those initial moments at the park, discomfort slowly made its presence known. Every unfamiliar glance from passers-by felt like a silent judgment, stirring up feelings of unease within me. However, instead of letting fear consume me, I reminded myself that this walk was about reclaiming my true identity and celebrating who I authentically am. With each step forward, my confidence grew stronger. To handle potential negative reactions or comments along the way, I had developed strategies that proved invaluable in maintaining my composure and staying true to myself. One technique was focusing on positive affirmations before embarking on my walk, reminding myself that their opinions did not define me nor hold power over who I am inside. Another strategy involved surrounding myself with supportive friends or joining online communities where we could share our experiences and uplift one another through challenging times. Through facing these challenges head-on and employing various strategies to overcome them, taking that early morning park walk as a crossdresser became an empowering experience rather than one filled solely with fear or discomfort. It taught me the importance of inner strength and resilience while embracing self-expression outside societal norms, ultimately leading me closer towards discovering my truest self amidst society's expectations. In the journey of self-discovery, finding a community that embraces and supports you can make all the difference. For individuals identifying as crossdressers, support groups and communities provide a safe space to share experiences, seek advice, and celebrate personal growth. These spaces allow for connection with like-minded individuals who understand the struggles and triumphs that come with expressing gender outside societal norms. If you're looking to find supportive communities as a crossdresser, there are various resources available both online and offline. Online platforms such as forums or social media groups dedicated to crossdressers can be excellent places to connect with others in similar situations. Additionally, LGBTQ+ organizations often offer support groups specifically tailored towards transgender individuals, which may encompass those exploring their gender identity through crossdressing. It's important when seeking out these communities to prioritize ones that foster positivity, respect individual choices, and promote inclusivity. Look for spaces where people uplift each other rather than bring others down based on their appearance or presentation preferences. Remember that everyone's journey is unique. Finding validation from others who have walked a similar path can be liberating while strengthening your sense of self-acceptance. By surrounding yourself with understanding peers who have faced similar challenges related to self-expression allows for mutual learning while creating lifelong connections within a loving network of supporters, an invaluable asset on this path of self-discovery. As I took that first step into the serene park in the early morning hours, a mixture of excitement and nervousness fluttered inside me. This was my first time venturing out as a crossdresser in public, and it felt like embarking on an exhilarating journey of self-discovery. Every stride filled me with a sense of liberation, breaking free from societal expectations and embracing my true self. Walking through the quiet pathways bathed in soft sunlight, I couldn't help but feel a newfound confidence radiate from within. The cool breeze caressed my skin, whispering words of encouragement and acceptance. Surprisingly, it seemed as if nature itself conspired to support this momentous occasion, birds chirping harmoniously overhead while flowers swayed gently in rhythmic symphony. With each passing minute spent exploring the park's hidden corners and surrounded by stunning natural beauty, doubts began to dissipate like morning mist. It became clear that stepping outside society's prescribed norms had unlocked doors to uncharted spaces within myself, places where creativity flourished unhindered by judgment or fear. In these moments where vulnerability collided with courage, I understood that embracing our authenticity doesn't just empower ourselves, it inspires others too. By daring to express our true selves openly and unapologetically, we give permission for others to do the same. So let us all take this leap together, step beyond our comfort zones and relish the rewards awaiting us on the other side. Personal growth cloaked in self-acceptance's warm embrace.